Let's talk about something important.
We started with Thomas. The kiddo saying he's so explained. And we're introduced to a racetrack of a railway. And we're introduced to our greatest characters of all time. Thomas, Percy, Diesel, Jungle Thomas, Happy Birthday Thomas, Rebecca, who is Merlin, Shane, James, Australian Percy, Edward, Weth, Ashima, Diamond Thomas, Henry, Australian Victor, Australian Percy, Billy, Luke, and Ocean Thomas. Up to the first race, we have Percy battling against Jungle Thomas, Safari Victor, and Rebecca. On the starting line, they begin to race. And Thomas and Percy are going on. And Percy is going on the first place. But Thomas never wants to give up. And they are going on a slippery track. And oh no, Percy has let in the dust. And Thomas goes on a slippery turns and crashing into Percy. Then Thomas got in and Rebecca. Fuck me. And then Percy. Both Thomas and Percy have lost their speed. And then Thomas goes with his turbo boost, but he still lost his turbo. And then Percy goes and it has the exact same thing as Thomas had. But Thomas still goes onto a finish line. I don't know about you guys, but the track that they built aren't even safe at all. Like, any engine could barely crash in every time, in every minute, every second, every hour. After our next race, we have Thomas versus Diesel. Diamond Thomas versus Australian Percy. If a race goes on, and Thomas slows down because he's a steam engine. Even Diesel has derailed and Thomas is going way too fast. And there's Diesel, who is trying to defeat Thomas. Diesel dies. Thomas still goes on his way to the finish line, but he still derails though. But when Thomas goes on the slippery tracks, and he somehow still derails. And then Diesel goes forward, going faster. But Thomas somehow still wins by his wheels going way too fast. And he's cheating. And Percy helps him to win the first race. I don't think I should say anything about this one though. Now we have a collide race between Thomas, Percy, and Thomas. And we offer a great start for a race. And then Thomas is now letting the dust. And now we have Thomas onto a lead, of course. And now Thomas is on a slippery track while Percy is behind him. And now he's gonna crash into Percy. And Thomas causes confusion and delay because why not? And Thomas goes faster and derails. And Liam's dad goes to help Thomas to derail him. And he goes up away. Even, but then there was trouble. And now Thomas is on the lead. He gets a turbo boost. And he doesn't even derail. And Percy helps him to win the whole race. It was, and Thomas wins.
Another win for you, Percy. 2 losses in a row.
Now we have Diesel pushing Shane versus Thomas pushing
Pulling Merlin from. I don't even see Merlin, to be honest with you.
we after a great start, and then Thomas goes faster than Diesel, and I think Diesel is gonna be slower than Thomas. However, and Thomas survives every track until he crashed.
Oh, Merlin! Still going.
Anyways, Liam's dad derails Thomas, and Diesel crashes into a Diesel. Right. And then Merlin helps Thomas to go faster. And Thomas goes faster like Sonic. And then he derails. And now we have Merlin and Thomas going to a first place. And they somehow go slower because of a stupid turbo boost. And they still have to make it. And Jungle Thomas is still going. And he's gonna take a turbo boost. Because and there's Diesel. I forget everything while I was eating sausages, so let's skip to a part where we start the race, shall we? And we start the race, and yet Diesel crashes.
Like the first part, anyways, but look at this. It's now Diesel passing Percy. Oh.
And then we got to a slippery track, and Henry drifts, like in the Fast and Furious movies, and Percy derails for some reason. And then we're going to a slippery track, and Percy goes faster, and then he slows down, while Diesel is with Henry, derails on the slippery track. And then Percy and Luke are going to a slippery track, and they derail. And then we're going to a house, and both Diesel and Percy have derailed. But then Diesel and Henry are going to a finish line. And then we go to it, and they win. Man, poor Percy has really suffered every race. Like he really wants to win, but he can't. He tried his best effort to win the race, but when the bastard Diesel. And Diesel just wins because Diesels are way faster than steam engines, I think. Fun fact, I never had a script in my life making a YouTube video. Very surprising, I know. You see, Percy is like the most misunderstood character in Thomas fandom. Don't ask me. And this is gonna be the finale of a race. Hopefully. Man, this video is like taking forever to make. Then we have Jungle Thomas with Adina versus Thomas with James, and we set off the race. And we're off to a great start. And we're going to finish. Anyways, James and Thomas are in the track, and they are perfectly careful. And it seems like they never go off our rails, and they're still going. And they switch the line, and then they go faster, and they trying to recreate the world's strongest engine. And Thomas derails with it. And I think Jungle Thomas crashed into James, while Thomas is lonely and he lost James. And then he goes on the tracks and he leads to another turbo on the hill. And then he goes faster like Sonic did. And then he goes to a checkered flag. Phew. That was a very cool video. Oh wait, we're not done yet. And of course, Thomas wins. Wins. And Jungle Thomas gets second place. Diesel gets in the third place.
Percy, of course, looks good.
Are you sure about that? Because I don't think so. Can you guess who it is? I'll let it in 5 seconds. And it's Ashima with goo. Let me just play the rhythm clip from a video itself.
Hold on. Do you want to have a couple more races, pal? Okay.
Why don't I just pull Annie and Claire?
Do you want Annie and Clarabelle?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you get Annie and Clarabelle, and I'll get Happy Birthday Thomas and Shima. On your marks. Get set. You ready, Shima?
No.
Oh, off they go. They'll hit the turbo speed.
Now both Thomas, normal Thomas and Jungle Thomas are winning, are going to a race. And it seems like Thomas, or it seems like original Thomas is trying to win. And, no, yeah, you see it.
Thomas in the background.
I was,
Look at this. Thomas is coming around. We're just going to switch the turbo boost for him. And he's going to hit it again and come back around. He's well ahead of Jungle Thomas at this point, and it's a malfunction at the junction. Jungle Thomas will follow him. You tell me when regular Thomas is back on. I will get this Thomas going.
I didn't put this.
This one is off track. We'll get Jungle Thomas, the second place guy, in there. As regular Thomas is on the slippery track. He's still pulling a Shima. Oh, we'll have to get him back on track now. He's going to say something. They lose track. I can hear Jungle Thomas in the background about to pass. And pass he does, and he doesn't quite make it out of either of them. They're both pulling heavy loads. Neither of them are quite making enough. But they both got that turbo boost. They're looking at Jungle Thomas on the inside track. Looks like regular Thomas is taking control. And Annie and Clarabelle face first.
The Jungle Thomas wins.
Thomas, and happy birthday, Thomas. But what happened to his cargo?
The video ends with Liam's dad saying that was a cool race, and kids saying, the kid's so sweet, bye bye for now. That's it. That's the whole video. Now get out.